Hey everyone, ready to hit those sales targets.
Let's do it.
Today we're going to dig into this article
Oh, yeah.
from the sales experts called
Mm.
7 Reasons You're Not Reaching Sales Targets.
Catchy title.
It is. And, maybe we can help you
Yeah.
figure out how to actually reach those targets.
Exactly.
So,
It's a good read.
it is a good read.
It really gets you thinking
Yeah.
about sales in a different way.
Like more strategically.
Right. It's not just about the day-to-day grind.
It's about the big picture.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the science behind sales.
Oh, they said that.
Yeah.
That sales is a science.
Yeah. When Nathan Davis
Okay.
is the author, he really emphasizes that.
Mm.
There's this element of predictability.
Okay.
You get the right inputs.
Yeah.
You can usually predict the outcomes.
So like baking a cake then.
Yeah, kind of.
If you follow the recipe,
Mm-hmm.
you should get a delicious cake.
Right. But even with baking, there's room for creativity.
Yeah, for sure. Same with sales.
Yeah.
You got to connect with customers.
Right. You can't just be a robot.
Exactly. But having a solid foundation
Yeah.
based on these proven principles,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's really what helps you succeed.
So, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
This sales is a science approach.
It's a good foundation.
Yeah. And they use this to explain the 7 reasons why
Yeah,
you might be missing those sales targets.
exactly.
What's the first one?
Well, it's like building a house.
Okay.
You can't do it without a strong foundation.
Right.
You need that blueprint, that business plan.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be working from the same roadmap.
So alignment from the start.
Exactly. If not, you end up with chaos.
Kernel chaos.
Yeah.
And that's especially important, I imagine, for
Oh, yeah,
larger companies
definitely. Lots of moving parts.
where things can get siloed really easily.
Absolutely. And that actually leads to the next point.
Okay.
A well-defined sales process is critical.
Mm.
You can't just rely on hope and chance encounters.
Right. You need structure.
Yes, a structured approach that everyone understands.
But doesn't that stifle creativity?
I mean, sometimes you got to think outside the box.
Right. To close the deal.
Of course. But having a process doesn't mean you can't be adaptable.
Uh-huh.
It's more about having a framework,
Yeah.
a set of best practices
Gotcha.
to guide your actions.
So it's like having a roadmap,
Yeah,
but you can still choose the scenic route.
exactly.
I like that.
Now, this next one's interesting.
Okay.
Building a sales-focused organization.
Okay.
They suggest proving you have a sellable product first,
Mm-hmm.
and then designing the rest of the business around that.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's like making sure you have a winning recipe
Yeah.
before you invest in a fancy kitchen.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the salespeople themselves.
Okay. The folks on the front line?
Yeah, the article emphasizes training.
Okay.
They actually use this example of David Beckham.
David Beckham, the football player.
Yeah.
What's he got to do with sales?
Well, people think Beckham's success was just natural talent.
Mm-hmm.
But his coach, Alex Ferguson, he knew it was more than that.
Oh, okay.
It was those hours of practice.
Yeah.
The dedication to honing his skills.
So even someone with natural ability
Yeah,
still needs to constantly learn and grow.
absolutely. That's what made Beckham a legend.
That's a powerful message.
It is continuous improvement.
Mhm.
It's crucial in sales.
No matter how good you are.
Exactly. Whether it's workshops, books, shadowing top performers,
Yeah.
always room to grow.
Okay. So we've got the solid foundation.
Yeah.
We've got our amazing salespeople.
All right.
But then what?
Well, sometimes things still go wrong.
Yeah.
And that brings us to reason number 5,
Okay.
misaligned activities.
Ugh. This one I feel like I relate to a lot.
Yeah, it's a common problem.
Departments clashing after a big sale.
Ugh, it's a nightmare.
So frustrating.
And it really highlights the importance of communication and collaboration.
Across the whole company?
Yes,
Yeah.
the entire organization.
So how do we prevent that?
Like imagine you close a huge deal.
Everyone's celebrating.
Yeah, champagne's popping.
Ooh.
And then production says they can't deliver on time.
Ugh. No.
Accounting flags issues with the payment terms.
Oh. It's a disaster.
It's a total mess.
Okay. So
The key is breaking down those silos, encourage communication,
yeah.
make sure everyone is on the same page.
Proactive communication.
Right. Don't wait for the fire to start.
Before you grab the extinguisher.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Now, this next reason is a bit more internal,
Okay.
a lack of belief.
Oh. So we're talking mindset now.
Yeah, motivation.
Okay.
Self-doubt can be a major obstacle in sales.
If I can see that.
Those limiting beliefs, I'm not good enough.
The market's too saturated.
Yeah, all that, it holds you back.
It's that imposter syndrome.
Right. It's a real thing.
But how do we combat that?
It's more than just positive thinking.
Wow.
It's about challenging those beliefs,
Yeah.
replacing them with empowering ones. Recognize your past successes.
Right. Focus on what you've already achieved.
Yeah, build that confidence.
Rewire your brain.
Exactly.
And then the final reason,
Thinking too small.
this is interesting.
I've been guilty of it too.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, staying in my comfort zone.
But what does it actually mean to think big in sales?
Setting ambitious goals.
Okay.
Going after those whale-sized clients.
The big fish.
Yeah. Believe in your ability to achieve great things.
Don't let fear hold you back.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
But how do you even approach those massive clients?
I mean, they must get bombarded with pitches. They do, but you'd be surprised.
Okay.
Big companies, they often want the same things as smaller ones.
Really? Like what kind?
Value expertise,
Yeah.
trusted partner.
So it's not about the size.
It's about the value you bring.
You never know until you try.
Exactly.
You might surprise yourself.
You might set your sights high.
I am feeling inspired.
This is great stuff.
It is. But I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot more to dive into.
So much to unpack here.
But first, let's take a break.
Let it all sink in.
Yeah. And when we come back, we'll explore some practical advice.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Can't wait. Okay, so we've talked about these 7 reasons.
You've laid it all out.
Now, how do we actually use this information?
Right. How do we actually improve our sales performance?
It's one thing to know the theory,
Yeah.
but it's another to actually do it.
Putting it into practice.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Okay, so let's start with that business plan.
Yeah, that foundation.
Alignment is crucial.
It is.
But how do we even start?
Get everyone together.
Okay.
Define those core objectives. Make sure everyone understands the big picture.
Where are we going?
Exactly. And how do we get there?
And how does each department fit in?
Yeah, what role do they play?
So it's like a roadmap?
It is a shared vision.
Okay. And once we've got that,
Then you zoom in
okay.
on the sales process.
Reason number 2.
Right.
How do we make it effective?
And adaptable.
Yeah.
Think of it as a series of steps
Okay.
that guide your sales team.
From start to finish.
Exactly. From the initial contact to closing the deal.
So prospecting,
Qualifying leads.
handling objections.
Closing techniques.
Okay. But we don't want to be too rigid.
Right.
You're right. Every customer,
Every sale.
it's all unique.
Exactly. It's not about a set of rules.
Okay.
It's more about having a framework
Yeah.
and adapting it to different situations.
Like a choose your own adventure.
Exactly.
It's
But
a-
for sales,
Give your salespeople the power to make smart decisions.
while still following the core principles.
Right.
Okay, now creating a sales-focused organization,
Ah, yes.
that seems like a big change.
For a lot of companies, it is.
Shifting the mindset.
It's not just one department's responsibility.
Yeah.
Everyone plays a role.
So how do we get everyone on board?
Communication is key.
Of course.
Make sure everyone understands how their work.
Contributes to sales.
So even accounting
Yeah.
product development.
They all play a part.
That's interesting.
Create a culture where everyone is invested in the success of the sales team.
Okay. Now let's talk about training.
Reason number 4.
David Beckham,
Yeah.
honing his skills.
Continuous improvement.
How do we create that culture of learning?
Invest in training,
Right.
online courses, workshops, conferences.
Tons of resources.
But it goes beyond that.
Okay.
Create a learning environment.
Like how?
Encourage reading podcasts, industry events.
Sharing knowledge.
Make learning part of your culture.
And training's not just a one-time thing.
It's ongoing.
Okay. Misaligned activities.
Number 5,
Departments clashing.
after a big sale.
How do we avoid that nightmare?
Communication, always. Break down those silos, collaborate,
Regular meeting.
cross-departmental projects, make
Okay.
sure everyone's on the same page.
Customer expectations.
Deadline, road, be proactive
Talk about it.
before it becomes a problem.
Okay, I like that.
Now for something a little different.
Okay.
The lack of belief.
Mindset.
That's right.
Motivation.
How do we fight those limiting beliefs?
Yeah, they can really hold you back.
Become aware of those negative thoughts.
What are you telling yourself?
Are those stories true?
Or just fear?
Once you identify those beliefs,
Yeah.
you can challenge them.
So we retrain our brains.
Exactly.
Focus on the positive.
And focus on your past successes.
What are you proud of?
Let those experiences build your confidence.
Evidence-based thinking.
It's powerful.
And finally,
Thinking too small.
yeah, we all do it.
Playing it safe.
But how do we break free?
Challenge your assumptions.
Why am I limiting myself?
Are you afraid?
Of failure, rejection.
Once you identify those fears, you can start to overcome them.
Okay, but how do we actually do that?
Shift your perspective.
Okay.
Don't assume big companies are out of reach.
Okay.
They want value, expertise,
Just like anyone else.
a trusted partner.
It's not about the size.
It's about what you bring to the table.
And you never know.
Until you try.
Reach out. Make those connections.
Present your case.
This is great stuff.
We could talk about this all day.
I know. But let's pause here,
Take a breath.
gather our thoughts,
We'll wrap it all up.
and leave you with some final thoughts.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Mhm.
It feels like we've been on a real journey today.
It has been a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah. We've uncovered these 7 reasons
Mm-hmm.
why you might be missing those sales targets.
Yeah,
But more importantly,
right.
we've started to find some solutions.
Exactly. It's not just about identifying the problem.
It's about fixing them.
Right. And that's what we focused on.
I'm walking away feeling like I can actually do something.
That's the goal.
Take action.
Make those changes.
And you know what's really been hitting me?
What's that?
This idea of viewing sales as a science.
Oh, yeah. That's a powerful concept.
It's a shift in perspective.
It is
And when we start to think about sales that way,
more strategically.
yeah, with that structure,
It changes everything.
we can actually start to predict those outcomes.
And see those results.
It's about taking control,
Being intentional.
understanding those cause and effect relationships.
Exactly. But of course,
Yeah.
we can't forget the human side of things.
Right. It's not all about algorithms.
You got to connect with
Build those relationships.
and their needs.
It's the art of sales.
Right.
We need both the science and the art.
Absolutely. That's where the magic happens.
So as we wrap up today,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with a challenge.
A call to action.
If you could change one thing
Just
in your sales approach,
based on what we talked about today,
what would it be?
would you revamp that sales process?
Would you finally invest in some training?
Maybe go after those bigger clients.
Whatever it is,
Take that first step.
don't let these insights just sit there.
Put them to work.
Watch your sales take off.
You got this.
And remember,
Mm-hmm.
you're not alone in this,
We're all on this journey together.
learning and growing.
Absolutely. And if you want to dive deeper,
Yeah, check out that article
7 reasons you are not reaching sales targets.
from the sales experts
They have a ton of resources.
to help you reach that next level.
Until next time.
Happy selling.